There's what's sometimes called in the literature an instrumental view of technology, which is to say that the kind of view that obtains in Silicon Valley and its equivalents, which basically amounts to saying, look, technology is neither good nor bad. You know, it's just politically neutral, if you like, morally neutral, which is true in a strict sense, okay? But there are just, you know, sort of bad actors and good actors, and it's how we use it which counts. Then there's a sort of deterministic position, which you get with a lot of the moral panics, which says, oh my goodness, this new technology is going to send us all mad or make us all into, psychopaths or whatever it happens to be. And then between those two poles, you have what's, again, sometimes called the substantive tradition, which is a way of thinking about technology which acknowledges that it is both shaped and itself shapes the culture from which it emerges. The title of the book is obviously a sort of translation, a sort of rough translation of the Latin phrase that used to appear on, or sometimes appeared on old maps. So you'd get hic sunt dracones, which is here be dragons or here be monsters, and this was used to mark unexplored territories. And the unexplored territories in the book, if you like, are the deep ways in which technology is affecting us in our deepest being, and of course, I guess, the future. Okay, so what I wanted was that sort of in place, but the idea of the monsters is useful because a monster can be sort of usefully defined as a creature that, if you like, falls between the categories. So there's ambiguity about whether a zombie is alive or dead, whether it's human or whether it's not human. And there's ambiguity as well about whether something like HAL 9000 or the Terminator robot or the matriarch in I Am Mother is a machine or has some kind of consciousness or sentience. And what I wanted to do was to kind of get away from the sort of sci-fi cliche, which is more than a cliche, it's actually quite dominant in our thinking at present, but the idea that these smart machines are going to sort of cross a threshold into consciousness and then sort of start quibbling about who's in charge, And what I wanted to do was to think about the ways in which we are becoming, if you like, uncanny or monstrous to one another as a consequence of our immersion in these now ubiquitous smart machines. So so Monsters is doing a lot of work in the book, but that's roughly my take.